now. You're confusing. This isn't the Cambridge Springs. We didn't see it in this match.
This isn't the position where I blundered checkmate and won. And this exchange.
Why is Anton repeating this line?
Can you explain that to me?
If I look at the evaluation bar off to the side, it says slight advantage for black. I don't really buy that.
I don't believe it.
It's a depth issue, right? It says, for now, black is a little better, but then you start going down the variations. It's much harder for black to play. And yeah, we see this exact sequence happen.
We're on to Cincinnati.
This just feels like what's easier for white to play. We just saw this.
White might be better here. We're on to Cincinnati.
Why are you talking about Cincinnati?
Played Cambridge Springs, but we're on to Cincinnati. I don't know why I brought this up, but I just remembered it. We're on to Cincinnati.
Okay, you're gonna get back to being, the normal Danya that everybody knows and loves.
Yeah. Just think about next Sunday. We're on to Cincinnati. Okay, so again, we see this. Look at the time situation again. 3 minutes plus, and Anton already burning a minute of his clock. I don't mean to be so critical, Robert, but do you share my disbelief at sort of the choice here?
No, I'm with you. I think that it looked cool the first time around. Then we quickly saw that white had a good position, and black was not able to line up on this beautiful long diagonal. If this bishop and rook traded places, then we'd be real happy, right?
Right.
That would be pretty sweet to have the bishop here. But that's not happening, and so black is just stuck. And this rook d1, rook d8 stuff that we saw last time should be favorable for white.
Right. And this is an important moment because Neil has to decide exactly how he handles, obviously, the queen side. Does he play a4 proactively? That might help play into black's hands. I don't know. Does he play h4? I always have a particular fondness for the idea of going h4, h5, h6, and either driving that pawn in and creating the precedent for a lobster pincer mate, or, essentially creating huge weaknesses in black's king side.
Right, because h4, h5, h6, as you're saying, just opens up the king side, could hurt this black king. And a4, as you're mentioning, it undermines the defense of the c4 pawn, but that could help spring free this a pawn for black, and that could be a real problem to deal with. So he's thinking, he spent over a minute on this turn. I think it's smart to think here, h4 is the move I like. And he plays a4, of course.
Which is exactly why he plays a4. It is precisely because you said you liked h4. If you didn't say that, he would have played it.
All right, so he plays rook to c8, take on b5, and he can play queen d6 now, just trade the queens.
Yep, very prudent. Probably not the only way. Rook d1, he wants to orchestrate a mass trade, I think, with rook d8, but you got to be careful. If c3, then rook d8, because that rook is going to come around and win the c3 pawn.
Right, I'll just show that very quickly, that after rook d8, you just have to trade everything by force, and then rook c8 quickly wins this pawn on c3, because on dark square.
Right.
So if you can't play c3, what can you do? Because king h7 runs into queen h4, and queen h4 might still be played, honestly, because there's checkmating attack, but queen takes c4 is a free pawn.
Yeah, well, I guess what Smirnov wants is to put a bishop on d5 and claim that he's got a fortress.
Okay, that needs to be considered. I'm really...
sometimes.
Yeah, bishop d5. Maybe I'll take it, though. There are some opportunities for me to sacrifice an exchange at some point on the square there, but rook a6 probably does the trick. Rook a1 next, and then I take on a5.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, well, rook takes d5 can be timed correctly, and I think it's winning. But if you do it here, that king is actually very active when it comes to f5.
Right.
So this kind of stuff can be easily mistimed. So I would be a little bit concerned, though. King comes to f5, Robert. Rook c2. Can get a little bit sticky here. It can get a little bit tough. So h4. He's trying to make improvements first.
And the real question, and I think it's what you're posing, is, well, what does white do? How does white break through and win this game? One idea would be a rook a4, rook f4. I like that, just to break. Not right now. I don't think you want the king on h3 for black. Although then you have h5 and rook h4 mate. Right?
That was really fast, Robert. I'm impressed.
I lured him in.
Yourself.
I was like, oh,
it's amazing.
H3, but that's checkmate. So he resigned.
So do they have time for one more game? They do. So again, notice Anton. He could have waited it out, but he wants to get that one more game in with the white pieces. And this time he goes for d4.
It matters a lot more which color you have in the longer the time control, I feel like. So, having the white pieces in a 3-minute game versus a bullet game when it's just really up for grabs at that point. So I think it's a good decision by Anton.
If anybody was thinking of returning to work, we are set up for one of the most fast. I can tell the bullet segment, Robert. We are not going to breathe.
Done. We had the match yesterday, which Jeffrey was up 4 games. Arjun won 5 in a row. Jeffrey won the match in the bullet. Today, we just have a nail biter through and through. Tomorrow, we have Sam Sevian versus Alexei Sarana. That match is probably just going to be like even the whole way. They're going to get to tie breaks. The matches are getting closer and closer.
And that's tomorrow.
Yes, that is tomorrow.
Wow.
We're spoiled. I honestly feel spoiled as a commentator when we get matches like this, because when they're lopsided, frankly, it can be a bit dull because you already know what the result of the match is going to be. You don't feel as energized. I love matches like this.
This is incredible.
And this position may not be the most fascinating. Pieces are coming off the board. We have 7 pawns per side. There's no major weaknesses. Although after Queen B3, could have considered taking, and I said there were no weaknesses, but having those double isolated B pawns could have been a start.
Right. I mean, yeah, these structures I'm not too familiar with. Because I like sort of aggressive attacking play, I'm predisposed to like Black's position, provided that he can do something to the effect of a rook lift to G6, which is actually very hard to orchestrate because of how well Anton is handling this, preventing him from making inroads. Knight D5 now an idea, though.
Right, because you can play Knight D5, then try to take with the rook, and as you like attacking chess, bring this rook over to the king side over here. So Queen B6, do not play Rook E7, that hangs a rook. If you're going to move rook to D7, but then you're looking at Knight A4, Knight C5. So just among other things, the squares, the dark squares on the queen side are white for the taking.
He goes A4, so he's going for the long-term bind, but is that too slow?
How about G5?
G5, yep, exactly same thing.
Right? Like G5, push my pawns there. I can even play G4, G3 if you'd let me. I can play G5, H5, and King G7, King G6. I have time.
I love it. Another idea would be to go Rook E7 and Knight D5, but hey, when I see a move like G5, I'm going with G5.
And your point, Rook E7 before Knight D5 is after Knight D5, Daniel wants to take with the Rook. You can't do that with the B7 pawn. So he plays Knight H7, which allows both F5 and Knight to G5. So he goes Knight E2.
I don't like it as much.
No, I don't either.
Because, yeah, neither does he.
Wait, but G5 now comes with tempo, so he actually might be enticed into it.
So are you saying this was all planned? I like Queen C5 trading, but the endgame is not that bad for Black necessarily, but I think White is the one who holds the chances in the endgame. So maybe Queen B8.
There is the one issue that I would say for White in the endgame is B4 square. It's not easy for Black to just take control of it, but if you trade, play G5, play Knight D5, there is an opportunity for that knight to land on B4. And maybe it's not so consequential, it just seems annoying.
Right. So a choice to be made here. I would still go with Queen B8.
Well, I know that you do not like trading the queens unless you have to. So
right.
It's funny though. You love endgames. So
I do
prefer to have tactics when going through the motions earlier in the game, but you also
I don't like defending in the endgame. I love tactical endgames is what I'll qualify this with. My favorite are tactical calculational endgames. I feel like the grinds are the ones that I struggle in myself.
Got it. That makes sense.
Well, I mean, who doesn't? But, well.
Okay, here we go. Rook lift time. The problem is your queen is misplaced on B8. Right? Like if you're going to go Rook G6, you need to be attacking H3 so that you can make use of the pin. The Rook on E6 does also defend the C6 square, so that's the good news. The bad news is now it's White who's on the offensive.
Yeah, things starting to collapse a little bit. You're absolutely on the money with that queen. It's not doing anything. In fact, it could be subject to attack if White puts a rook on the B file. Knight C3 is to be considered here as well.
Right, just to try to trade off this really strong knight. It's stabilizing Black's position. And now Queen D8, maybe Queen to G5 or Queen.
Gotta do it.
Get me into that attack.
I'm not sure about Rook B1. It looks good, but maybe a slightly impulsive decision. What does Nihal not like about Queen D8 here?
Maybe he's Queen D8. There's I don't see
a move.
Plays Rook B7 though. So what did he not like? I'm very curious.
Something smelled a rat. Now maybe you can take and go Knight G3 maybe, but then there's Knight takes E3 ideas.
Right.
Somehow strange couple of moves. I'm not quite catching the zen of the game here.
Yeah, I was wondering if Black was going to try f5. It's such a committal move, very dangerous to play. He plays queen to e8 instead. He's just trying to keep himself as compact as possible, but I do not like Black's position anymore. With the exchange of rooks, now White doesn't really have to fear an attack. The c6 pawn is weak. The e4 pawn's a meat.
Ooh.
Wait.
Knight e4 there, you wanted queen h3.
But it was knight f6 check.
Rook d8. Oh my god. Beautiful.
Yes.
Again.
We'll show that quickly because this one is looking like White is maybe slightly better.
Why the king h2 may be okay. If the king was on e5 here, that would be nice. Unfortunately, that particular rule change is not part of chess yet.
Let's show that sequence again because that was really cool. At this moment, queen e6, knight takes e4. The point Donnie and I were making was after queen h3, you're making use of a pin. There's rook b8 check. And after king, oh my god, knight g5 is even better.
Knight g5, yeah, even better.
I was thinking knight f6, just sack the queen.
But that's more beautiful.
But knight g5 is just, oh gosh.
Interception.
Queen. That's just so nice.
Every game seems to have these tactics.
Yeah, I mean, knight f6
look
also.
at this now. Anton is heading for the other side. This is not over yet. Look at the rook on c6. The king on g7 is tied down to the pawn on h6. So Nihal has to defend actively here, which is exactly what he does. I think he's mobilizing his rook at exactly the right moment. But he's coming back to d8.
And here comes the king. This is actually very dangerous. King b4.
We're on to Cincinnati. No, he goes back.
Oh, because rook f6.
Oh, king e2 and f. Maybe he wants king e2 and f3.
Right, and he's stopping rook f6. He's also up a minute on the clock. So
he is.
E2.
F3's got to try.
Help, though.
Takes and rook f6.
Yeah, and the e3 pawn is going to be...
But wait, e4.
If the king tries it. So you're going to play e4 and then use a pass d pawn. I like it.
He's got to pass pawn. Any pawn endgame here is winning.
That's true.
Something I learned from you, constantly prognosticating what would happen in the event of a pawn endgame.
And here it would be winning for White, so you have to be very careful.
He's offered a draw.
And Anton just runs away. He runs away. He's like, I have enough.
Get it.
Maybe you just need to go to the bathroom. We talked about
really badly
bathroom breaks.
But isn't White almost winning here?
White's definitely better. I would imagine with best play, it should be a hold.
That's
but
odd.
You're up a
but
minute.
Look at the time.
Daniel,
I don't get it, but hey,
we're in the same position. We both liked Smirnov's chances. He decided, hey, I'm just done with this. We'll head to the bullet. Maybe he needed more of a breather. We're not sure. But what we are sure of is we're going to take a break. And when we return, we'll be back with the bullet portion, a half hour of bullet chess between Nihal Sarin and Anton Smirnov. Before we go to break, Danya, I'm going to force you to make a prediction, and then we'll go.
All right. I have to say who I think will win.
Yes.
I'm going to say Anton takes it because of the last. I'm going to say the final game will decide. It will be tied going into the final bullet game. I'm going to say Anton will take it, but it's going to be very close.
Wow. I was going to say the viewers.
Why did you put me in that position, Robert?
Yeah. The viewers are going to win. We'll get ourselves sorted out. We're going to take a break. When we return, it will be the final 30 minutes of this matchup between Anton Smirnov and Nihal Sarin. You will not want to miss more Junior Speed Chess Championship action brought to you by Chess.com and ChessKid.com. It all comes down to this. We have the bullet portion ahead of us. Nihal Sarin was the favorite heading into the match. He's the #1 overall seed in the Junior Speed Chess Championship. But Anton Smirnov has been a force and takes a 1-point lead into the bullet. Danya, you've said Anton Smirnov is the favorite, and you think he's going to win the match at this point.
Okay, well, let me be clear. I think that you forced me to make a prediction. I think it's going to come down to the wire. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. I think both of them have displayed, as the match has progressed, excellent form. So take my thoughts with a grain of salt. But here I'm going to have to disagree with the Smarter Chess prediction, which essentially calls for a lopsided bullet segment. I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see it come down to the wire.
And that would ruin the predictions altogether for Smarter Chess and Chess Goals, because Nihal Sarin was the favorite, the prohibitive favorite entering the event. We see that 6-3 was the estimate for.
What do you think, Robert? You're just asking me.
I think that there's going to be a great event this coming weekend. It's the Speed Chess Super Swiss, October 3rd and 4th. That's just 2 days from now, and I definitely think that both these players will take part in it if they're available, because it's going to be a great event, huge prize fund. Trying to qualify for the Speed Chess Championship, which the winner of the Junior Speed Chess Championship qualifies for directly, and in the SEC there will be $100K prize fund. But you asked me, Danya, I will answer. What do I think about the bullet portion that we're about to see? I am going to give the nod to Nihal. I think that he is just that powerful in the quickest of time controls. There is a 1 second increment. There is the psychology here where Smirnov is up a point. So, for Nihal, it's like, do I need to win? Do I need to beat him here? Can I afford to draw this game and go to the next one? There is all of that at play, which may hurt his chess. I just think he's so strong in bullet, and here we go.
And look at that rating. That is not a typo. That is not a mistake. Your eyes are not deceiving you. 3,346 is indeed his rating in bullet. Nihal is an absolute powerhouse. So I am aware of that. I just think that Anton is quite a bit underrated as well. That's what I think.
Okay, we have a different setup than we normally do. We have pawn tension, all sorts of ways here in the center, and knight e4 played by Smirnov.
That's an interesting move. Just immediately engaging in the tension. Now, does he go f5 or does he take? He takes. Potential hanging pawn structure here, which we've seen actually yesterday quite a few times.
We did. We saw Jeffrey play really well from the black side of positions like this. And here the queen can come to c7, try to use the open c file. This bishop can come to b7, which it does. Now rook c8 can be played. I actually like this position from Anton's point of view.
Yeah, I do as well. I think that he's also good in these structures. We talked about yesterday the pawn majority on the queen side. In an endgame, particularly in a pawn endgame, things could get very concerning for white because black has the potential to create an outside pass pawn. So Nihal, he has to operate decisively here in the middle game, maybe stick a rook on a7. He goes rook b1, trying to undermine Anton's pawn on b5. Interesting position here, but I like what Anton's doing, and he's playing fast.
Yeah, I would say that's the most impressive thing to me is how quickly he's playing. d5, you take, watch out, the bishop on e7. He puts e5, a thematic pawn sack.
d4.
Opening up the bishop here. e6, can I get away with it? He plugs the d4.
Anton didn't play d4. He allows the blockade.
And I'm surprised that Nihal didn't go for e6. And oh my gosh, knight f5.
Now d4, but d4, I'm a little bit skeptical of this nonetheless. Maybe he can take the knight even.
He doesn't. He plays d4. Queen
E6.
d5 is an option.
Oh, this is going to heat up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, because queen d5 is a big threat hitting the rook on b3. Queen g4 protects g2 preemptively. So that's the good news for the bad news. He's down a pawn. The bishop looks good. Bishop g5? Like, I'm just trying to attack you. Go knight h6, bishop f6, mate.
Yeah, I think the bishop g5 is really strong. And I'm sure Nihal is calculating exactly that.
He plays it.
Oh, Anton sacks the queen.
And he did it so quickly. He realized that there was a checkmate. So he said, let me just give you my queen.
Whoa, he's not taking it. He wants bishop f6. He wants to take on his own terms.
He wants it all. So is he going to play bishop f6?
Queen takes c8, maybe.
Oh my gosh, that would be so sick.
Queen g5, though. Queen g5, that's incredible complication. But I think Nihal's winning here. e6 is possible.
e6 when it was a bishop on b3.
Oh, so and he's hunting. I know, but I was going to go rook e6. Now he's hunting for the f6.
Oh, I don't think there's a defense to win.
This is crushing to overwhelming. Rook e7 is an idea.
This is nice. And so f7 you can play.
Not over yet, though.
Watch out, bishop g6 now is a threat as well.
Bishop f7, maybe.
So bishop g6, take that.
d3.
Yeah, it's funny. If there's no checkmate, then the d pawn starts rolling. But now
Indeed it does, but too many threats. Knight e5, knight g6 being one of them.
But this is what Anton said. He's like, even if I'm losing, on the board. I'm going to make it as hard as possible for my opponent.
Rook F7. He's finding somehow 95. He's got to see 95. I think that's the crusher.
Right, to get the G6.
Nihal's not. He's found it. And knight G6, there's just no defense.
No, knight G6 mate on the board.
And tides the score. I don't know about that prediction I made. That was a tour de force by Nihal. What a game.
So 33-48 is now Nihal's rating. And he looked pretty good in the bullet. He looked sharp. He was playing with a good speed. And now we see another situation with pawns hitting each other in the center on the C and D file. So it's 2 games in a row now.
Right. And I don't think Anton did anything wrong from a strategic perspective. I think that, the middle game didn't go his way. Nihal outcalculated him. But like I said, I mean, I think this will not be these games will not be lopsided. They will be close. Anton is also fast. So Nihal is definitely the better bullet player. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But let's see how Anton handles the pressure here as the match is tied. Amazing stuff going on.
It is tied, and we'll see if it remains tied because then we get tie breaks. But for now, we have pressure on E4 and some exposed squares potentially on the king side. But I like what Anton's done in a sense where he just put bishop back on G3. But E5 looks like he's in big trouble.
If the rook was on C1 here, he would have bishop C4. E6 is possible. Okay, so he pins. Okay, so bishop E5. I think he wants to. What does he want exactly? Rook C6. There's bishop G3.
Yeah, maybe he's just gonna go.
No, this is bad. White is in trouble.
Yeah, at some point this pawn is just gonna be hanging. There are chances for white to hold down a pawn in end games, but not going to be easy, especially in a bullet game.
Right. Nihal calculating bishop takes or knight takes E5. Now the thing is, this knight on F3 is a very strong defensive piece. He doubles on the E file. Definite chances for white to hold. It's hard for black to make progress, but bishop E3 is something in the mix.
Wow, that's a nasty. There's always king G2, so I can run away from it, but nice tactical vision by you. And importantly, white has full control of the light squares. D4, C4, D3, every square here. So I can even think about trading queens and saying your pawn's not getting anywhere. I would want to put my knight on D3. Knight's a good blockader.
Queen B5 by Nihal, maybe A4. Now look at the time situation. That's what I'm impressed by. Queen B5, though. Okay, so he's going for the trade. I'm worried about, definitely hard to play for white. Queen C3.
He's going to play A4. Queen E4. So Queen C3, you have to think, do I take and play knight E1, knight C2? Like,
right. White can get black can get checkmated here, too.
That's true. With a check on the back rank, knight G5. Watch out for that. And here, knight E5, you can't move the knight because pin.
Oh, yeah, pin.
I'm looking. It's funny. I thought about Queen F7
no,
check.
I thought the same thing for a second. Queen E2, though, he's winding up. Queen E8 and King G3, D3. No, I would play Queen D3 here. I would just stay put for the time being. I don't see a way for black to make easy progress.
Right. And so, if you do play queen to C3 for black, then my queen gets out and can go to E8. So he brings knight to E4. Okay. Maybe not anything too consequential just yet, but it does look like some improvement. B4, knight C5.
Knight C3. Oh, knight C3. DC. Queen D5. C2.
No, it's a draw. Oh my gosh, it's not a draw. That's an amazing sequence.
Amazing. Oh, he allowed Queen C4. By Queen F3, it's not far from over.
Right, H4. You got to do it.
You got to do it. Okay, he's going for the other approach, but I don't see it happening. Knight D7, he's got to try. Knight D7, knight F8.
He's going to play knight D3. He's going to be worried about the pawn.
Okay, King G7, though. Oh, look at Nihal. Queen C4. That is a knife. That is a dagger, and that wins the game. Queen D7.
Queen D7 is not even a draw, though. I can take on F7.
No.
Take on C5 because I had F8 square cover. Take on C5. Right?
Or D2.
So both are looking good. You can take on C5 because Queen F7, there's King H6, and you don't have check on F8. He plays D2, knight E4. Look at him trying. Now it would be a draw if you take on E4.
Uh-oh, knight F6 is an idea, but he promotes. Buzzkill.
Smart distraction. Queen E6 or Queen C4 and then push the pawn.
I would go for some stale. Okay, he resigns.
No, I think that's smart that he has to resign because he is now down, Anton Smirnov is, and there's 22 minutes, 45 seconds left. Plenty of time left, but at a certain moment, you don't want to waste too much time. You need all the games you can get.
He needs to win this game. He needs to win this game. I think this is pivotal. If Nihal goes up by 2 points, then my prediction, that is a Nihal victory, will come true, and you will be proven wrong having predicted an Anton. Just kidding.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was you, but I'll take the fall for you. You're my partner here. I'll take that one.
I know you're always there for me.
I try to be. And here, this position, there's not a single piece traded. It's all locked up. E5.
Oh, maybe black
E4.
is better.
Yeah, this is the type of position I knew you would like from black's point of view.
Well, okay, maybe black is not better, but those squares on D4 and F4 always concern me, and it's just hard to play for white. But Nihal is really good at just generating chances, being patient. F5 is coming in, though. This is nasty.
And he brings knight to
positionally and
E6.
tactically.
He reroutes his knight to e6, kind of slow maneuver. The knight
Yep.
on d7 would probably have rather gone to e6, and here we. Is d4
You gotta watch
coming
out
at
for
some point?
d4. Yeah. I don't like f6.
I don't really know what to think about this, but bishop can come to f7. That's the good news for black. If there's ever a check on the diagonal, you can block with your bishop.
Knight d6 is in the mix as well. You can just put that knight there, sack a pawn, but get rid of that very important dark squared bishop, which is kind of the glue. Wait,
he hung a piece!
He blundered a piece! He blundered a piece.
He just straight up hung the knight there.
Oh,
He
my
just-
lands.
Did you see him? Oh my gosh, he just was
Oh
like, what am I
my
doing?
Goodness, he grabs his wow. And now
now
it's
he's
just winning.
Down
Now,
a full piece. Wait,
ooh,
oh, tactics on
knight
f3.
f3. Are we sure about this? I think this is good.
Yes, because he can take on e1, the queen gets
Oh, Anton,
distracted
and the
at end.
confidence with 48 seconds.
And
G5
G5.
cementing that knight in there. Wow.
Oh, not a necessary
Beautiful
move, a
play.
fun
And
one.
Nihal
And-
simply resigns.
wow.
Oh, that
He
is a
hung a
blow.
piece.
Minus 26 there. That it's hard to be 3350.
He
Not
lost
that anyone
26
cares. Yeah, but it's just mentioning that.
What?
Well, because I think he hasn't played Bullet in a very long time. I think the
Oh,
last
yeah,
Bullet
there's-
games he played were against me, and that was about 4 or 5 months ago.
Got it. So there's the bigger, not
Yeah.
K factor, but there's
Yeah, the
inactivity
whatever it's
penalties.
called.
Yeah. So e4 played by Smirnov.
E5.
Black has the bishops. That's the good news. The bad news could be this king on e8 being in trouble.
Yep. And Anton clings to the pawn. Okay.
There's going to be a queen c7 or queen e7 to take this pawn back, but d5
But I think
is
white
hanging.
is better. I don't think there's quite enough for the pawn after queen d4. Okay, so Anton decides to develop.
He can
I'm
blockade.
sure
the-
he didn't take.
So queen d2, he's going to blockade on d4.
Okay.
Rook d1. Okay, he goes knight d4 immediately.
Well, bishop
See-
d4 is fine. I mean, whose king is weaker is a question here.
Well, I think we know whose king is weaker.
Well, I don't know if we do. I think Robert Hess's king is weaker.
Although you're making a good point that there's potential for h5, h4 type
Yeah.
of stuff if you get your queen over to the king side.
I guess, yeah. Mhm.
No, d5 is just a bigger problem, I say, than d4.
Exactly. And definitely Anton with a pull here. Rook e1, rook e5, etc. Rook takes g5 ideas there if the queen relinquishes its control over the rook on d8. That has to be borne in mind.
Yeah, I'm
Rook
drawing
e5.
tons of arrows there. If you could play f2 to f4, that could be a good idea as well,
Mhm.
but that would take quite a bit of time.
I like the way Anton is handling his 50 seconds. The speed is what has impressed me about his bullet play so far. And that is what I thought the X factor may have been. Bishop e4. So Nihal trying to liquidate.
Wait, does he drop
Simplify.
the b7? Oh, nice move.
Oh,
Yeah,
he has
the
this.
b7 pawn was hanging in the other
F3
line.
though. F5? Is that his? Oh, he drops this one.
So
I
how
don't
do
know
you,
if Anton saw this.
there feels like there should be an attack somehow, but
Ugh.
now it feels like black is getting away with this.
Yep. Oh, it's
I
man,
didn't
that
notice
queen
that
vacuuming up the pawns.
That's huge.
I didn't notice that one either. Queen f2,
Okay.
but Anton orienting himself toward black's king.
So the pawn d4 is protected. Pawn f6, queen e7. Just bring the queen back. You're already up two
E5.
pawns. e5, good move.
Mm,
And now, how do you make progress here? There's no easy
rook
way.
f6 is white has you start pushing the pawns a5.
Queen d7 as well. Yeah, just putting pressure on d4. a5.
Queen
I like
d5
that
blockade, queen f2. Careful now.
move. King g8 is queen f6 anyway. Yeah, you have to
Queen
be careful.
e6.
It feels like black is everything under control.
Yeah, definitely. Anton trying, but I don't see just even an inkling of counterplay with that queen standing on e6. Nihal just closed his eyes, pushes the pawn. b3, b2. b3, rook
Yeah,
f6, b2.
That's nice. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Okay, they repeated once. b3 still looks good. He does it.
There we
Rook
go.
f6, and you said b2.
Just b2. Yep, and he
Nice.
sees it instantly.
Getting a check.
Now, rook e6, b1 queen. I would try queen g1 there as a bit of a dirty move, but hoping for the
Oh.
pre-move.
That would be too smart.
Queen e5. Oh! Boom.
Nice.
Bingo,
Nice.
boom.
Getting that queen away.
Okay, but Anton's not. Look at this. He's allowing the promotion, but he's got some chances against Black's king.
He does. So what can black do? Queen takes an f6.
I don't know. There's some stale g4. I would go g4, and I would go for stalemate. G4,
Seems like wishful thinking, though.
g3.
Wait a sec. This is not that easy.
Wait a minute. He won the pawn. This is not easy. G4.
Okay, so black needs to trade queens, obviously.
Yeah,
White's
but
not
white
gonna
has to
allow
stop it. Yep, and Anton is doing exactly what I think, tucking his queen away as far as possible.
that. H5 for black. H4.
This is winning, of course.
Oh, G4.
Queen
G3.
e1, queen h4. Is that winning, though? That might be a draw.
He's
King
calculating
H3.
it.
King
He's going
h3,
for
though,
it.
that's a draw, I think.
Oh, he just repeats to gain some time. Tough decision there. Very
Incredible.
tough decision.
This
because
is a
it's
big
calculated
game.
a very long pawn in game with no time on your clock. But look at this. There are going to be checks.
Queen h8 from behind. King has to run to f5 to g4. Queen c8 though.
Queen
This
C8.
is not over.
Oh, I don't like Queen
like
H7.
that move.
Queen c2. Check.
There are stalemate ideas now.
There are. That's true. So
Black can get
that's a good move.
checkmated on g4 there.
So queen d2, queen e3, and then queen
G3.
d6 check. And the king has to walk back at some point, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So king g5,
But
good.
if white runs out of checks, it's essentially over, which
But
it is.
there's still those stalemate
Oh,
possibilities.
there's
that you're
this. And queen c4 back.
Here we go.
Queen c7.
Nice.
Sundial.
What move is last pawn? 69 black.
This might be a
versus
repetition. This might be a
G4.
repetition.
Queen c8. Queen
Oh
e6.
my goodness.
Then king g back to g6. No, king g5. Okay, no repetition.
Okay, just go back to g6 or to h5.
Nice.
And now you've got to keep e1 under control. Crucial.
Queen d2, but that doesn't look good because you don't have
Like
a check
to move
next.
f5 maybe. F5.
Oh,
Oh, he
G3.
finds the g3 mate. Oh,
Queen h1's mate.
game. Big win by
Yo.
Nihal.
That was something.
That was some resilience by Anton, but the strength of mind just didn't panic. He found the moves, and he wins a huge one, Robert, with 15 minutes left on the match clock.
Yeah, still plenty of time in this match. But for Anton, not feeling so good in the bullet right now, as Nihal has won, what is it, like 3-1, 4-1 at this point?
Yeah, I think it was 3-1, yeah.
Yeah, just,
Or 4-1, 4-1.
just huge.
Now-
No, hey, it's 3-1 because there's a one game lead, for Anton heading into the
Okay.
final point.
So one thing, I don't love Nihal's opening choice here in this bullet with white. It seems like he's just giving Anton exactly his kind of position. The positional crunch. E3 is possible here. ED, interesting choice. But knight takes g6, I don't like that at all. That
Yeah.
I don't like at all.
I'm with you.
That's
Is the
just
queen
too
trapped?
vanilla.
The queen
It
was
might be up to
trapped.
Rookie 1. 94 of queen g5. Oh my
Oh
lands.
my
This might
gosh.
be losing.
I think it's just losing because
He
94
opened up
hits.
that e-file for white.
So play queen
This-
g5 and then queen back to e7.
He needs to resign this. Oh, but then knight f6 and sack.
attack the queen. You just have to do it. Play queen g5
Yeah.
and back to e7. It's
Gotta
not
try
good.
it.
Is there h4? Maybe the queen even
He
gets
just
trapped?
resigned.
He does. He understands
That
that
is
he
big.
needs all the time that he can get.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
good
no.
decision, I think, by and large. He understood that that would be very tough to save. Now he needs a win right now.
I probably would have sacked my queen first just to see what would happen, but you're right, because then you're tempted into playing more and more and more, and you're losing time on the match clock. So instead, he plays this from the white side. Very, solid position for both. Where does he expect to outplay Nihal, who has more time than he started with?
Right, and I didn't think I would be saying this, but I think Anton needs to slow down a little bit in that start of the middle game. Rook c2, rook c1, he's going to double. Now, I've played Anton so many times. This is his specialty. He generates chances in these positions so well. He finds ways to pose problems to the opponent. But Nihal has shown himself more than capable of holding his own in these types of equal positions. That square on c4 is a bit concerning.
Well, you'd have to get a knight around there, knight f6 to e8 to d6 or something
That
like
is
that
true.
to get to
Queen
c4.
a6.
So quite a journey. And I'm trying to get a queen a6 to work or something like that. Just time never feels right.
Bishop b5 is possible here
No,
with a
rook
mass
c7.
liquidation, but then takes and the queen bishop b3.
Ah, yes. Nice.
Anton's not doing enough, though. That opening was just a little bit too vanilla.
And is he even better here? I mean, now the
No, he
knight's on
might be
d6.
worse. Yeah, I think he's slightly worse. He's fighting for a draw. Now, a draw is not a disaster here, obviously.
No, but the thing is, Nihal wouldn't agree for a draw right away. He'd play it
He
out
would
for-
not. Look at how he's handling this. Expert. I mean, this is like Russian schoolboy technique right there.
Oh, queen c3 offering the exchange of queens. What I would do if I were Nihal is just keep playing.
Okay, but now the queen has that c-file, e4.
Ooh, e4
No.
becomes an idea. That's true. Knight
They're
f4,
both
knight
playing so
d3.
fast.
Look at the c6 square down. You mentioned c4 earlier. I'm looking at c6, right? And
Yeah, no, if then I can get there, absolutely.
oh, watch out for queen c2. Here comes the queen infiltration after this pawn f2.
And notice the live odds. Nihal's odds since the start of the bullet, they have risen. And if he wins this one, they're going to rise even further. He's got the pressure going. He's got
Oh
g5
my
coming out
gosh,
of all
g4 is coming.
sides. Oh, and there's no defense. I think this might be just losing. Queen e7.
Queen g4,
G4.
but
So
queen e2.
Queen e2 wins
Yeah,
on the
this is
spot.
bad.
This is going to be -3 if Nihal can carry this home.
And it seems like it should be knight d2, knight f3. Is that just the... Oh, there's queen g5 check. Very importantly, it's check. Because knight d2 would be great on other owners.
We can see why this man is over 3,300.
Knight d2.
This is
knight d2.
exquisite.
There it is.
Wow, nice catch.
I wish I could speak. I was just like stumbling there, but...
No, you saw your brain side. Knight g1, though. This is exquisite chess by Grandmaster Sarin.
Knight f1, king h1. Where do I mate?
Queen h4 and knight e4, knight h3, g4.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Queen h4, knight e4.
Nice.
Okay,
Wait.
repeats.
So wait, knight
Oh,
f1.
careful.
What's he doing?
Yeah, he finds it.
Okay,
Knight
where's
h3,
knight?
g4. It's over. We're on to Cincinnati.
Yeah, he wins. There's another win there, but Smirnov looked like he was just so upset. You know, he knows this is getting out of hand. A 3-game lead.
He's got
for
time.
Nihal right now. He has time, but honestly, the more bullet we see, the more we like Nihal's chances. He just looks better in the bullet.
You know who else likes Nihal's chances? Smarter Chess, 83%. And in order to tame this, Smirnov is going to have to win with black. He goes h5. He is trying to unbalance the position. And we see why this man is 3-3-3-3. That is not a fluke. First of all, that is a funny rating. This guy is a absolute bullet beast. I've seen him play bullet before, and I know how impressive he is. But this is, after such a long match, to play this quality of chess, Robert, is incredible.
Yeah, as long as we don't multiply his rating by 2, we should all be safe, except for Anton Smirnov, because right now it's just been all Nihal in the bullet, and we have another transition here with a capture on e4. Now white is the one with more space. We've liked Anton's position in other games, but the g7 pawn is hanging if white wants to take that. Well, that is a bit risky because rook h to g8, there might be a sacrifice in g3.
Anton is doing what he has to. He's unbalancing the position, making Nihal think. The thing is, that's what he hasn't done previously. He's played in a little bit too tame of a fashion here. He's up on time. He's got a big shot at winning this game, I think. If he wins this, he's right back in the thick of things. Bishop takes e4. He's playing it extremely well so far.
Wait, he's just up a pawn, right?
Up a pawn, and he's got the squares. He got the queen trade.
But you know what's bad about this? It's going to take a while if you win this game.
Yeah, but he's got time. I mean, he has to win the next 2.
Yes, and he's
got the time for it.
Wants his knight to get to f4, right? So like some kind of rewriting. Like he was at b6. I was thinking knight f8, knight g6 at some point.
He wants to trade though.
Okay, trading everything.
No, this is technically winning, I think. Knight d7 back.
Yep, just bring back. And after a6, not such a big deal. Just take it. Knight e5. You're actually bringing my knight to g6.
Bishop b7 though.
Bishop b7, sure.
What do you do?
Queen d4.
I guess, or even a5.
I just need to get my knight to f4, right?
Nice.
Like I've been saying this for a long time. Give me the f4 square.
What square do you want for your knight again?
I don't know if you've heard of it, but it
is it.
You know when a stream fails, what do they write?
F.
And you know it's what's one less than a 5 head.
A 4 head.
Yeah. So
F4. Is it knight f4?
It's knight f4 head. Wait,
knight
f2 is
f4
also hanging. So
it is. As if that wasn't enough.
Where's the knockout here?
Where's the crusher? I would go king g. Knight b4 maybe.
Oh, knight f4, queen c3. Like, can I just go for your h pawn?
Or even queen c3 first.
Oh my, he put a5. He just is like,
yeah,
whatever.
Queen c3 first, I think, is stronger because it allows for knight e1. Knight e1 wins the piece, and he sees it. Look at the speed.
Yeah, and don't resign if you're Nihal, right? Keep
Absolutely
playing.
Not. Believe the clock.
And where's
Anton
the mate?
has to do this swiftly.
There's got to be a mate somewhere here. But it's queen e4. So queen e1 was covered, and even queen e1, queen g1 is not mate because the king would have been attacking this knight here. So
queen e1, where is the mate? King h2.
Queen f1, and then knight. Oh, queen f1 blunders the knight after queen e4.
Can't quite put his finger on it.
He needs to get this mate. Where is it? But it's still not here.
Oh, don't repeat.
No. Okay, but now you can trade
takes king f6 is just winning.
It takes more time off the clock, though.
It does, but and I suppose. Okay. Look at the whole generating chances. F5 on the wins on the spot, though.
Yeah. Just bring your knight back and then start taking here and pushing your
over red rover.
Oh, gosh.
This is crazy. Now a pivotal game, another one for Anton. And am I correct in my assumption that he basically has to win? I mean, there's just no time even for a draw.
Oh, what just... Did you see that?
What?
Was it just a queen? No, all the moves just like filtered in at once.
Yeah, they all just like happened.
Yeah, I was like...
Okay, no stalemate.
Isn't it funny to see a grandmaster as strong as Nihal Sarin play on down a queen?
Yeah. if taken out of context, you're like, what is he doing? And there we go.
Wait, that was a mistake by him. He should have just lost some time.
He should have waited.
That was a 11-second mistake by him. That was
waited at the end zone. And Anton repeating the C3 line, which I know he likes, but he's going to have to find a way to unbalance the position a little bit more, Robert.
Yes, because
F4
sort of,
though.
I mean, what is
F4
this?
would have been much stronger there. F4 was an advantage for white.
And look at Nihal. He's got more time than he started with.
Yeah.
He feels good about these openings.
Well, so does Anton, though. He likes these positions a lot.
What
They
is there to
seem
like
very
there?
tame, but already there's problems for black.
What are those problems? Explain.
If knight e4, queen e4, that's the problem.
Oh, okay.
But you have a problem with me.
No, I don't have a problem with you. I'm just trying to figure
Yeah,
out.
I won't have a problem with you.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
Just kidding.
So
Rook
knight
e2.
g5 played.
Double
I wanna
the
get to-
rooks now.
I want to get to F4, but you're right. Rook e1. And knight g3.
Knight c5.
then there's F4. Or knight c5.
But knight
is actually-
c5 would have been very unpleasant. I think knight f4, though.
I have a queen F4 here for. There
Nice.
he goes.
That's a buzzkill. Queen h5. g6 traps the queen. Almost.
The queen has to
Oh,
go back
that's
to F3.
devastating.
That's bad. That's
He
really
has to
bad.
come back, and that's just losing knight f4. This is going to be... Well, then knight
Oh.
f6 fork.
Yeah, so king g7 first.
Maybe g3 here, but then queen takes c4. That's funny.
He plays queen f3
Oh.
back. He'll play king g7. Then there's knight c5, but the knight comes to f4. I mean, once this knight gets to f4, it's just...
He has to salvage a draw. And
Oh,
he
okay.
has to do it fast.
5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the match. I don't think he's salvaging a draw, and I don't think he's going to be doing it quickly.
Are you sure about that? Because I'm not. Because g5, there's knight takes g5. Now, are you sure black is not worse here?
You saw it so quickly. The rook is hanging. If you take on e3, I take with the pawn. Take on
Wait
f4.
a minute.
Whoa!
And then the bishop is taking the pawn and saying white might be better here.
Oh, look at
the
Nihal's
time situation,
face.
Nihal.
He
Oh,
cannot
he's horrified.
believe it.
Cannot. He's looking at it. What to do. 20 seconds. Time is ticking down. Oh my goodness, what a turnaround.
What a turnaround this is.
Wow.
He sacrificed the
gives
exchange.
this.
Okay,
that
that's
makes sense. Rook h1, though.
rook
This is
h1.
collapsing inward. Rook
Because rook
h7,
h7,
king
king comes to
f6.
f6.
Ah, very interesting idea by Nihal there. I like the practicality of that.
Wow, that was crazy. So king f6, you have a draw, right? Rook h6, rook h7. He goes rook
But
g8.
you don't want it. This is a chance. But black can give checkmate easily here. Rook h6, you got to liberate yourself somehow.
Rook h6,
Rook
take on
h6.
g5. But
Uh-huh.
all these pawns are
The
hanging.
pawns, this could go either way. This is 3 results.
So king g3, knight takes e4 is always possible because knight e2, I like that way more.
I would go for maybe a
Knight
draw
d1.
for white.
Knight d1 wins the f2 pawn if you want
The
it.
time, though, Nihal's taking a long time here.
He
on
does
these
it,
moves.
though. And
No, this is
Bishop.
better for black.
he has nowhere the bishop to go because the knight will
amazing.
just get a discovery. With check.
He's
So
going
we
to
have
get 3 pawns.
No, this is just
Rook h.
objectively winning for black.
Yeah, but it's very hard because rook b8, you can easily start losing pawns. You can get checkmated here, too.
Yeah, with e5 as well.
This is full of life, this position.
Oh, you can't play rook. Okay, e5.
Oh, how do you stop rook b7? Rook king f8 then. Rook
Yeah,
h8
rook
is an
h8
idea.
first, right? Some kind of mating net. So check on b7.
Oh,
King
you
F4.
cannot go king g7.
Right, you can't go king. So king f4, king g7, rook takes e6. So he plays rook here, king e3, king e4 now.
He has got to win this game.
Okay, gives a check. Rook. Oh,
Oh,
it's mate on
it's
G8.
mate! Oh,
So f6 only move.
oh, what a save!
But their tactics still.
F8.
Rook f.
Rook
Which rook?
h6, rook h6, king e7, rook b7. That might be winning. Rook b7, king d6.
Oh, we have
Rook
rook-
e8.
Oh my gosh! What a tactic! He gets the
Now
rook
he says, wait a second.
and the pawn. Rook e1. You have to go rook
Rook
e1.
e1, you got to stop it, get
then-
your king in.
How quick is the king? b4,
No, my
king
good
e4.
friends. Yeah, king e5, I think even. Whoa.
Okay.
Are we sure about this?
King d6, king e4, king c5, king d3.
This is hard to win. This is winning, but hard to win, I think.
King c2. I see.
Rook, you got to get rook to the 8th rank quickly.
Oh my gosh. c4 played and rook h5. Checking a4. You welcoming the king in? No, the king goes back.
This might be a draw.
And I guess the
Robert,
point is that
this is a
rook-
draw.
If there's rook g4, you can always just bring king back. And actually, there was a draw offered by Smirnov, declined by Nihal.
Oh,
Wait a sec.
now, wait a second.
c3.
a2. Yeah, Nihal knows what he's doing here.
So rook a8 is king c5, and if rook a5 check king to b6, you attack the rook. King b5. You can't take on c4 every.
Anton has to draw this, and he has to win the next game within 2 minutes,
Right,
which
but
is
this
possible, but he's going to have to play very fast.
Ooh, that was a close one, and what a
Incredible.
sacrifice on.
He basically has to pre-move a lot of moves here.
Dude, that rook e8 check was phenomenal.
Incredible that it's so easy that it's still a draw.
I
What a
wonder if it is.
game.
We'll have to. You and I mean, maybe not.
Yeah, we're gonna
now,
go
but
to town
I'm
on that game.
Definitely gonna look at that end game later. And Smirnov, he's gonna try his best here, but look at Nihal playing solidly. 1
Solid.
minute and 48 seconds.
This
counting
is
down
already
here.
losing for Black Knight C6 Bishop A6. I think. But no, actually no.
So not quite. But the thing is, Anton can't spend time here. He just needs to
No,
move.
he can't.
We're already getting to territory
Where Nihal can just wait it out. Yeah, this is all but over.
Wow, what an exciting match we've had.
Incredible.
Oh, here comes that Bishop A6, Bishop to
And this is
C7.
losing, and Nihal is a monster. Wait, but here's the thing. That bishop on A6 might get trapped.
What a tricky guy.
He's essentially got like 30 seconds, and that clock keeps ticking down. BC and C5.
Yeah, it takes in C5. The rook 8, you free the bishop up, and now white is up in exchange. C4, though.
Only a miracle is going to save him now. He's trying to get his rook to B2, hoping against hope, but Nihal is just too solid. He's too strong. He is a beast in bullet.
And even if he ends up blundering a rook or whatever, he just keeps playing. And then
he waits it out. 8 seconds, and he can just wait it out.
Yeah. Although, I mean, considering Smirnov blundered in exchange that quickly, his position isn't all that bad.
But he can already wait it out. Knight C4, first of all, and second of all, that's it. If he waits it out, the match is over. Buzzer beater.
It's funny because there's actually like a 3-second difference. So if he lost in time, there would be one more game. You know those moments where you're just like, oh, it's over. You know, let me just let play end. And then like, wait, there's still time on the clock.
Right. It's like those premature celebrations in basketball. Now you can see Nihal. That might not be objectively what he would choose otherwise, but that's it. 5 seconds. And what a match, Robert. I was wrong in my prediction, but Anton, he put his heart on the line. That could have gone either way.
Yeah, that penultimate game that we saw there where Anton was just completely busted, and he found that rook E8 check move, and that just stunned me, and I think it stunned Nihal as well. And right now in this final game, 2 minor pieces for a rook. Even if Black ends up winning this game, we're talking about it's not enough time. The match is over, but Anton deserves some serious credit for the way he played.
Oh, absolutely. He played phenomenal chess in all sections, as of course did Nihal. The quality of chess Robert played in this match, and of course there can only be one winner. And I don't mean to denigrate, the fact that Nihal won. He did amazingly, but both of these players deserve the highest regard for absolutely incredible level of chess displayed here today.
Certainly do. And what I am curious about, and we'll have to ask the players, is there's that final 5-minute game, and Dunn, if I'm remembering correctly, that they agreed on a draw so they could get one more 5-minute game.
Right.
So instead of allowing the time to elapse, a draw was agreed, and that was a win for Nihal. And he started finding better chess for himself, better moves. He was playing better in the shorter time control. So we'll have to hear from the players, get their thoughts. But unfortunately for Anton, all of his great play in the 5-minute ends up being for naught.
He is a beast. He's Nihal, absolute beast in bullet, and I think he started off on the wrong foot. Something was misfiring. He made some blunders. He was hesitating. Then, whether he splashed cold water on his face, that's, like you said, something we might ask whether that game played a role. Incredible stuff, and the pawn is of the wrong color, so it is going to be a drawer.
Yeah, this is an endgame that I talk about so frequently. Wrong color corner with the bishop and stalemate. The match is officially over. It is a win for Nihal Sarin. Didn't look good for him in the early stages of this match, but he is the victor. He moves on to the JSCC semifinals. We are going to move towards a break because when we return, we'll have both players on for a post-match interview. You'll certainly want to hear their thoughts. Stay tuned, everybody. Guys, that was a really phenomenal match. Neil, congratulations to you. Anton, unfortunately, it didn't go your way. And well, Neil, we'll start with you. At the end of the 5-minute portion, you got that one victory in the last game. Did that kind of give you the confidence you needed after a rough start?
Uh, yeah, I guess so because I was not playing so well in the 5-minute portion, and Anton was playing extremely strong, and yeah, I was getting crushed there. But the last win helped quite a lot, and
Sure.
um,
And
And-
from yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Donna. No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask sort of a similar follow-up question. Nihal, congratulations, fantastic play throughout. Did you? We felt that in general, sort of the first part of the match, you hesitated sometimes in critical moments, and then toward the 3 and 1 minute section, you started making decisions faster, and you displayed some amazing calculation in relatively short period of time. Was there sort of a psychological shift that you consciously made, or do you feel like you sort of got warmed up and came into your form?
yeah, I think I just got warmed up after the 5 minutes, and I thought I had slightly better chances in 3 and 1 minute. Yeah, it worked out quite well.
Right. And Anton, on your end of things, I mean, you just couldn't have asked for a better start. You really played phenomenally well. You were using your time extremely well, in addition to playing well. So, was that part of your mindset? Was I need to play and get an advantage in the longer time controls because we know what a bullet beast Nihal is.
Yes, yeah, that was kind of my strategy. I knew that like I had to focus on the longer time controls to like try to have a chance to win the match. So I kind of did that well in the 5-minute section, but then in the 3-minute section I kind of didn't play that well, relatively to the 5-minute section. So.
And in that final 3-minute game, it was a rook end game. Probably objectively, that should be a hold for black. But you were pressing. It's felt like, and then you agreed on a draw. Well, did you just feel like there wasn't much life left, and you were just ready to go to bullet, or what was your thought process?
I mean, like honestly, like I didn't really see that. I didn't really think that I had many chances, and I really was busting to the toilet. So I just thought it was just better to just make a draw and then not worry about.
Yeah, that makes sense. You both had different toilet situations. I mean, Neil, you left for like a minute in one of the early stages of the games in the 5-minute portion. And I mean, just the time management, what was kind of happening on your end? Do you think that you were a little rusty? You haven't played in a match for a little bit of time. Kind of take us through your preparation as well as how you were handling a very difficult opponent in Anton.
Yeah, in the 5 minutes I was a bit rusty, and mainly it was just Anton playing extremely strong, and he was also making very strong moves fast. So yeah, I was kind of forced to go downtime, and yeah, then I just didn't have a chance.
Oh, well, I mean,
What
what
a
a
match.
match. Daniel, do you have any final questions for our players here?
Well, just wanted to extend my compliments to both of you. It was an incredible match, particularly the one game that's in my memory is that Botvinnik game, where both of you contributed to some, unbelievable turnarounds there. So I think that we'll let you take your very well-deserved rest. It's ungodly hours for both of you. So thank you for an amazing match. And congratulations, Nihal, and very well played, Anton, as well.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks so much, you two. Appreciate it. And this match may be over, but tomorrow there's more Junior Speed Chess Championship action. Sam Sevian takes on Alexei Sarana. That will be same time, just a new day, but the same place. We'll be here, so you can watch us commentate that action. It's going to be another great one. Danya, Neil Sarin, what can we say about him? I mean, he tuned in, turned it up at the critical moments down the stretch. I mean, he was struggling out of the gates. He knew it. He said he felt a little rusty. And then in these critical moments in the 3-minute and the bullet, it just felt like he became a new player.
We know that all of the players in this tournament are beasts to begin with, so that doesn't need to be restated. What I'm particularly impressed with is that fortitude, the strength of mind. Things didn't quite go his way initially. He made the in-match adjustments during the break. He had that conversation with himself, and that is a hallmark of a true brilliant player, someone who is able to restore his form, to figure out what's going wrong within a match, and then immediately apply it. That was an absolutely incredible performance in the bullet. Obviously, we also must give our compliments to Anton. It was just incredibly high level of play all around by both of these players.
It absolutely was. And, tomorrow's match is going to be another toss-up, I think. And today's match, if we're being honest, Daniel, we went in, we thought that Anton would have a chance. But we did think that Nihal was quite a big favorite. The predictions had him as a quite sizable favorite, in fact. But the way Anton played in the early stages to kind of bounce back from that opening game where he lost on time in a position he was up a pawn in a rook endgame, like to have the mental fortitude to not just brush that aside, but to take down a player like Nihal Sarin, that was incredible. So I think he deserves
absolutely
huge praise.
He does.
He will not move on, but he really
has a very bright
match.
future, an amazing blitz and bullet player, and it takes two to produce amazing chess, and both of them showed up today. That was
it also takes two to commentate these matches. I could not do it alone, Danya. You were excellent once again. Congratulations are in store for Nihal Sarin. We are going to miss Anton Smirnov in the field, but as you said, a great future ahead for him. Just a reminder, one last time to everybody, there will be more Junior Speeches Championship action tomorrow. For now, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you to our producer behind the scene, making miracles happen for us, even when there are technical difficulties.
You're amazing as always. I have to put that in there.
Oh,
you don't give yourself enough credit.
I was
you
trying
make my
to
job easy.
by that. No, I was trying to get through that. So
I'm not going to let you slip by that. Okay, you can continue the goodbyes now.
All right. Well, I'm going to thank all of our viewers who tune in, who make this so fun for us. They're really active and just a great part of the community. And in particular, as of late, the Indian community, with respect to chess, is thriving. With Samai, with Vidit, they're bringing so much attention to the game. We see you. We appreciate you. And I know that you were rooting Nihal on. He goes through. You will see more of him in the next round. But until tomorrow, we're done with the JSEC. Enjoy the rest of your days. Come back, please. We would love to see you tomorrow as well. This is it from the Junior Speeches Championship, brought to you by Chess.com and ChessKid.com.